Hello friends, this is the second part of entropy. Please go through the part 1 completely. After that, this part would be really helpful for you. In part 1 we have understood the entropy for a reversible as well as irreversible process. We have seen different cases for a reversible process. When heat is added to the system, entropy change will increase. When heat is rejected from the system, entropy will decrease. For adiabatic, entropy is constant. That means for a process, for a system, entropy can increase, decrease, or it can remain constant. Similarly, for surroundings, entropy can increase, decrease, or it can remain constant. Then we have seen that the reversible adiabatic process is an isentropic process, but all the isentropic processes are not necessarily reversible adiabatic. In this particular lesson we will discuss the entropy of a universe consists of system and surroundings, so we will discuss the entropy of universe as a whole. Then we will discuss the what are the different ways of entropy change, I mean by heat transfer as well as mass transfer. If you will transferring heat as and if you will transferring mass, you will calculate the entropy change. With work transfer there is no entropy change. With work transfer there is no entropy change. Then there is a equation that dq by t plus delta s is equal to entropy change. Then we're gonna discuss the entropy change for a closed system as well as for open system. Then we will discuss different entropy equations like TdS is equal to du plus PdV. More complete derivation has been done in this particular lesson, and TdS is equal to dH minus VdP. Then representation of constant pressure and constant volume lines on TS diagram. We will discuss the TS diagram as well. But before proceeding, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Harshit Agarwal. This is all about me. Don't forget to rate, review, recommend and share this course. You can also follow me on the specified link. So to start with, what is the physical meaning of entropy? As I have already told you, entropy is a measure of molecular disorderness. Greater the disorderness, greater is the entropy and lesser is the efficiency. Greater is the entropy and always जितनी ज़्यादा entropy होगी उतनी ही ज़्यादा efficiency कम होगी. Greater is the entropy, lesser is the efficiency. For example, if you have to calculate the entropy of universe consists of system and surroundings. Universe is an isolated system, so the value of dq is equal to 0. So ds universe is greater than equal to 0. This is universe consists of system and surroundings. So according to second law of thermodynamics, all those processes are possible for which the entropy of universe is greater than or equal to 0. All those processes are possible for which the entropy of universe is greater than or equal to 0. That is, entropy of a universe can never decrease. See, entropy of a system can decrease, entropy of a surrounding can decrease, but अगर आप इन दोनों को ऐड करोगे तो entropy कभी भी decrease नहीं होगी. This is known as principle of increase of entropy. That is, system entropy can increase, can decrease, or it can remain constant. Similarly, surrounding entropy can increase, can decrease, or it can remain constant. But universe entropy change is never negative. Entropy balance, as I have already told you, as total entropy in minus total entropy out plus entropy generation is delta S of system. Second law of thermodynamics said, this is a very interesting statement of second law of thermodynamics, that entropy can be created but it cannot be destroyed. First law of thermodynamics statement was energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it can only, energy is always conserved. Second law says entropy can be created but it cannot be destroyed, and total entropy entering minus total entropy leaving plus entropy generation is equal to change in total entropy of the system. This equation we have already seen. Next, mechanism of entropy transfer. What is the mechanism of entropy transfer? Entropy can be transferred by two methods, by heat transfer as well as by mass transfer. Entropy can be transferred by two mechanisms, heat transfer and mass transfer. For heat transfer it is simply Q by T. See, entropy can never be transferred by work. Work is entropy free. See, as I have already told you, work is complete orderness. Disorderness is heat, orderness is work. So work is entropy free, no entropy is transferred by work. So first difference between first and second law is this. First law says there is no distinction between heat and work transfer. It considers them equal. That is sigma q is equal to sigma w for cycle. सेकेंड लॉ सेज एनर्जी इंटरेक्शन दैट इज अकोम्पनीड बाय हीट ट्रांसफर, वो एनर्जी जिसके साथ एंट्रोपी भी होगा, वो एनर्जी जिसके साथ एंट्रोपी भी होगा, दैट इज हीट ट्रांसफर. एंड एन एनर्जी इंटरेक्शन दैट इज नॉट अकोम्पनीड बाय एंट्रोपी इज कॉल्ड वर्क. सो फॉर वर्क के साथ ओनली एनर्जी, हीट के साथ बोथ एनर्जी एज वेल एज एंट्रोपी. So mechanism of entropy transfer by mass transfer, similarly mass contain entropy as well as energy, and the entropy and energy contents of the system are proportional to the mass. So entropy by mass is equal to m into s. When the properties of mass changes during the process, that entropy transfer by mass can be performed by integration. Similarly heat के साथ क्या, s is equal to q by t, and entropy can be transferred. If there is mass transfer, then also there is an entropy transfer, that is S mass is equal to integration and small s into delta m. Now what is entropy generation? Entropy generation, that is small delta into s. Entropy generation is a measure of entropy created by internal irreversibility. See, entropy can be calculated by internal irreversibilities and external interaction. With internal irreversibilities, there is entropy generation. So represent the S gen represents the entropy generation within the system boundary, and for reversible process, the value of S gen is equal to 0. That I have already explained you, that is delta S is equal to q by t. For reversible, delta S is equal to q by t. For irreversible, delta S is equal to q by t plus entropy generation. Entropy generation is only in irreversible process. I have already explained you this part. Now, how to calculate the entropy for closed system? See, I have told you entropy can be calculated. Entropy can be transferred by three methods: by internal irreversibility, by heat transfer, and mass transfer. Closed system में mass transfer तो होता ही नहीं है. In closed system there is no mass transfer, so need not to take the term for mass. So only sigma total heat transfer by temperature, entropy generation into delta S. फॉर एडियाबेटिक, अगर एडियाबेटिक होगा तो ये भी जीरो हो जाएगा, तो एस जेन इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एस. बट फॉर ओपन सिस्टम देर इज अ मास ट्रांसफर एज वेल एज हीट ट्रांसफर, एंट्रोपी जनरेशन और डीएस ऑफ कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम. सो ओपन सिस्टम के लिए क्या होगा, टोटल हमने क्यू बाई टी ले लिया, टोटल मास ट्रांसफर इनलेट माइनस टोटल मास ट्रांसफर एट एग्जिट प्लस एंट्रोपी जनरेशन इज इक्वल टू डी एस बाई डी. सो नोट, the rate of entropy generation within the control volume during a process is equal to sum of entropy transfer through the control volume boundary by heat transfer, the net rate of entropy transfer in the control volume by mass flow, and rate of entropy generation within the boundaries of control volume as a result of irreversibility. Simple आपको equation याद रखना है. ओपन के लिए हीट भी होगा, मास भी होगा, एंट्रोपी जनरेशन भी होगा, तो आपको टोटल मिलेगा. पर यूनिट टाइम से निकाला है मैंने, लेकिन क्लोज के लिए मास ट्रांसफर नहीं होता है, तो इट इज सिंपली इज इक्वल टू सिग्मा क्यू बाई टी, एंट्रोपी जनरेशन इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एस. नेक्स्ट, टी एस डायग्राम. In PV diagram, as I have already told you, if you will project any curve on volume axis, you will get the work transfer. Similarly, in TS diagram, if you will project any curve on entropy axis, you will get the heat transfer. So area is equal to TDS, entropy change is equal to heat transfer by temperature, heat transfer is equal to TDS, heat transfer is equal to area. राइट, तो ये जो एरिया मिलेगा अगर आप इस कर्व को एंट्रोपी एक्सिस पे प्रोजेक्ट करोगे, इसको बोलते हैं हीट ट्रांसफर. और पीवी डायग्राम पे अगर किसी भी कर्व को आप वॉल्यूम एक्सिस पे प्रोजेक्ट करोगे, उसको बोलते हैं वर्क ट्रांसफर. ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड एरिया अंडर द कर्व व्हेन प्रोजेक्टेड ऑन एंट्रोपी एक्सिस गिव्स रिवर्सिबल हीट ट्रांसफर. नाउ, combination of first and second law of thermodynamics. These two equations are very important. So many times in GATE and IES questions are asked on these two equations. From first law of thermodynamics, we have got dq is equal to du plus pdv. From second law of thermodynamics, we have got ds is equal to dq by dq by t. In place of for dq, we can write tds, and we can put the value of tds here. Right, so the equation becomes TDS is equal to du plus PdV. Now the questions are asked in the exam whether TDS is equal to du plus PdV is valid for reversible, irreversible, or both. See, temperature is a property, entropy is a property, internal energy is a property, pressure is property, volume is property. These all are the properties, these all are the point function. Hence this equation is valid for both reversible as well as irreversible process. Now let us move on to the equation number second. These three equations are all good. Now we know that the value of enthalpy is He is equal to U plus PV. So dH is equal to du plus PdV plus VdP. In place of du plus PdV we can write dq. So dH is equal to dq plus PdV. In place of dq we can write TdS. So the equation becomes TdS is equal to dH minus VdP. This equation is TdS is equal to du plus PdV, and this equation is TdS is equal to dH minus VdP. This equation is also valid for reversible as well as irreversible process, because all the terms in this equation are properties, that is temperature is property, entropy is property, enthalpy is property, volume is property, pressure is property. So if you will get a question whether these equations are valid for reversible, irreversible or both, always says these two equations are valid for reversible as well as irreversible processes. Now representation of constant volume line and constant pressure line on TS diagram. See, if you have to calculate the slope, if you have y-axis and x-axis, you have to calculate, whenever you have to calculate the slope, you have to find dy by dx. So on TS diagram, if you have to find the slope, you have to calculate dt by ds. So since from very first equation it is TdS is equal to du plus Pdv. For constant volume dv is equal to 0, we can write TdS is equal to du. In place of du for ideal gas we can write Cv dt. So it's TdS is equal to Cv dt. For TS diagram, dt by ds is equal to T by Cv. So slope of constant volume lines is equal to Cv. Slope of constant volume lines is equal to T upon Cv. Similarly, taking this particular equation, TdS is equal to dH minus VdP. Constant pressure dP is equal to 0, VdP is equal to 0. So TdS is equal to dH. For ideal gas, we can write dH is equal to Cp dt. TdS is equal to Cp dt. Slope of TS diagram dt by ds is equal to T upon Cp. Slope of constant volume line, constant pressure lines is equal to T upon Cp. So slope of constant volume lines on TS diagram is equal to T upon Cv, and slope of constant pressure line on TS diagram is equal to T upon Cp. So as Cp is greater than Cv, the value of Cp is greater than Cv, so the slope of constant volume lines is greater than the slope of constant pressure line. See, Cp is more, so its slope is less. Cv is less, its slope is more. So slope of constant volume lines is always greater than the slope of constant pressure line on TS diagram. Just keep this in your mind. This would be really helpful to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask your doubts in the comment section. Thanks a lot from my side. This is Harshit Agarwal.